I've been in community theater now for going on just about 11 years. I started in the fall of 2006, and that was after several years off. I did a little theater in high school. That's when I kind of got the bug, got bit with it, and then I started in community theater fall of 2006, and going on 11 years, probably just north of 40 shows in that time, so a lot.
Mine is kind of not like that. I acted some in high school and in college, and just recently, this is my first play in the Louisville, Lexington, around here scene. Just got back into it myself, so yeah, first role in since college, maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
I'm a big fan of sort of moments of realization where you can see in the character like this epiphany they have, or the big change. And there's a scene at the beginning of Act 2. Darcy presents Lizzy a letter kind of addressing some things that she said to him, and you know, he was in the wrong in a lot of ways, but in this letter there's many kernels of truth that Lizzy recognizes. So right after he's presented her the letter, and she has read the whole thing, and she's sort of mulling it over, and she has this realization about some character aspects of her family and the way that they're really perceived by people, and it's kind of like the wool's pulled away from her eyes for the first time. So yeah, moments like that where you really see sort of the truth being spoken to a character or from a character like that is a favorite of mine.
Yeah, that's a good scene. I actually really like the second proposal scene at the end.
Yeah.
I think that I love that one because Darcy is so earnest, and he has no, he doesn't think that she's gonna say yes. He thinks that he's just being an idiot again, and is like, you're too good to trifle with me. But and so I really like that scene because because we get to see Darcy be very earnest, which we don't get to do a lot of the time. He's very much just hoping, and then as that scene kind of goes on, he's just very vulnerable in that scene, which we don't get to see a lot from him, which I really like.
Which is hugely different from what you've seen
the
rest of the time.
Previously. She gets to laugh at him a little bit in a good way, and he's, what have I done? What have I? So I really like that because we get to see an actual Darcy and not just like, prideful Darcy.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is nice.
Exactly. I think because there's a lot to learn from their relationship. It's right there in the title, Pride and Prejudice. Those are two aspects in life that are sort of obstacles to knowing what who a person really is. And it's not until he gets over his pride of himself, and she gets over her prejudice of these suppositions she makes of him, like who she thinks he is, and that's a lot based on the airs he puts on, and there's a reason she feels that way,
right.
But then when sort of the truth speaks to it, the truth comes out, like in that scene we talked about, and at the end with the proposal, and you finally see him being vulnerable. I think there's a lot to learn from that you can't really, you should never judge too early a person who, you don't know why they act a certain way towards you. But then when you can get if you get past that, you can find, a real connection there.
Yeah, for sure. I think it has endured for so long because there are so many obstacles and so much time that passes between sort of their initial introduction and his initial feelings to when they actually get together.
Yep.
I think that you see a lot in romance stories where it's just the love at first sight idea, and things are going to go perfectly and it's going to be whatever.
It's kind of boring like that.
It's really
right?
boring, and that's not the way that it happens in real life. Is like you meet somebody and things don't always work out, but then you might come back to them, or you might, and so I think that it has endured because it's a little bit more realistic and like, I didn't like him at first, and then we had all this family stuff, and it's all kind of the comedy of errors, and it's all very, in its time, but underneath all of that, I think it's this very true story of, it's not always easy, it's not always this clear set path.
Like I said earlier, I've done 40 some shows. This is my first one with Theater Downstream, and it's a real sense of community.
Yeah.
It's people that really care about, they want to do a good show, but they want to do it the right way. They want, they want everyone to feel a sense of involvement and sort of family here, and I think that comes across to the audience from the performances. You'll see that people are really, enjoying themselves from, person who has like 3 lines to someone who has 300 whatever you do, they'll see that a lot of care goes into it, and I think people will appreciate that.
Yeah, I think Josh nailed it on the head. I think there's just a certain amount of care and community that goes into this that maybe isn't in a lot of other theaters. And plus, we just have some really good actors who are hilarious. Like, it's come so far, and it's just really funny. I think that it's a community theater that's really well suited for this play because of that sense of community and everything. So, yeah.
So buy tickets now.
Yeah, get them now before they're gone.